To understand referencing even further, we have created these few examples for you. So the first example gives you a tax rate over here, and then this data set gives you years and their consecutive revenues, and the tax amount column is empty. So what you need to do is you need to calculate the tax amount for each year. This you can do by multiplying the revenue for each year with the tax rate in these cells. So you will type equals to and select your revenue cell. Then you will put an asterisk in between to show the multiplication, and then you will select your tax rate cell. You can also do this by the product function, but we are doing this like this for now. So when you press enter, you will get the tax amount for year 2011. To get the consecutive tax amounts, I will drag this function as we have been previously doing, but now you can see that dragging is not giving you the right answers. So you can select this and see that now your revenue is being multiplied by an empty cell. Your revenue is being multiplied by this text over here. So dragging in this sense won't help you, and it will take a lot of time if you type in this formula for each cell separately, that you are multiplying this with this, and then you can't keep performing this for a lot of cells. So in this situation, absolute referencing comes in place. So what you need to do over here is you need to fix this cell so it doesn't move around when you drag your function, but you want these cells to move around. So these cells should be relatively referred and this cell should be absolutely referred. Now let's go back to our function over here and see what's happening. This cell needs to be relatively referred as it is right now, but this needs to be fixed, and for fixing this we will be using the F4 key. So now you can see that these two dollar signs have appeared, which means that your entire cell has been locked, both from the rows and the columns, and this is what we want. So when I press enter now and then you drag your formula, now you will get the proper revenues for each year. When you select any of your function to cross check, you can see that the revenue cell which you selected over here has moved down as a relatively referred cell should, and the tax rate cell has been fixed and it's not moving around. You can confirm your results over here like this. Example number 2 gives you this small data set over here which says egg, bread and milk and their respective prices. And then the question states that you need to purchase the following items, and you have 3 different budget scenarios. So your budget scenarios are given over here, and you need to calculate the money you are left with in each case. So you need to calculate the money left in this column. Now you can calculate this by performing a sum of this range and then subtract the sum from these cells. So let's try this. You will write equals to, and then you will select this cell, minus, and then you can put in brackets over here and then perform the sum for this range. So you will type sum, and as you have typed in equal to at the beginning, you don't need to type equals to whenever you enter a function within a function. So now you will select the range for your sum and you will close your brackets. So this function over here essentially is subtracting your budget from your cost. So you will get the money left at the end of the day. When I press enter, I get this 2 within brackets, which means that this is a negative number. I am overspending 2 rupees. When you drag this to get the next 2 answers, you can see that they appear to be normal, but when you actually click on these, you can see that they are incorrect because your sum range has moved down. Now your sum range does not include egg for this budget scenario, and your sum for this last budget scenario is only including the milk price and 2 empty cells. You need this range for your sum to be fixed. So for this you will use the absolute referencing technique. Now you will select your range over here and you will press F4. This has locked this entire range over here like this. So when you drag your function, this range will not move. Now when you drag your function, you will get the right answers. You can cross check this by clicking on your formulas and seeing that now this 200 is being subtracted from the same fixed range of cells, and now this 300 is again being subtracted from the same fixed range of cells. So this example was to show you that not only one cell can be fixed, entire ranges can be fixed as well. And we did not fix this first cell selection because we needed this to move about as we dragged our cell. Now for example number 3, you have this data set over here which is giving you 4 months, different percentages, and then a section named pocket money with 3 headings, Mariam, Sara and Bisma, and specific pocket money amounts below. So the question is asking you that the girls need to give out specific percentages of their pockets to charity every month, and these percentages have been specified over here. Calculate the amounts of the charity which they are supposed to give and fill them in the table on the left. So you are supposed to fill this table with the amounts that the girls are giving to charity each month. So for this you have to simply multiply these percentages with the amount every girl is receiving.